Hello, welcome to Chapter 17, Part 4, Bootstrap Form Controls, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn the standard form controls which are supported by Bootstrap. Now, let us recall, in the previous session, we learned like how to build a form using the three form layouts. They include horizontal form, vertical form, and the inline form. And using those form layouts, we learned like how to build a form. And right now in this session we are going to learn the Bootstrap form controls. And here is a list of Bootstrap form control. They include input, textarea, checkbox, radio, and select elements or select controls. Okay, in the last session we worked with the two input types. They include text as well as password. But as of now, keep in mind all the HTML5 input types are supported in Bootstrap, which includes email, date, number, URL, etc. In the sense, all the HTML5 input types are supported in Bootstrap. So in the last session, we used this input control, and in the input control we saw the two types. They include password as well as text. As of now we'll work with these type also. They include email, date and number, and URL, etc. Right now let me jump to my Visual Studio, and here is the code for a typical form, how it looks without the Bootstrap. Now when I run this page on the browser, it looks like this. This is not that stylish, and if I want to make stylish, I want to add the Bootstrap classes of forms. It's very easy. The first and foremost rule we have to follow is, to this form tag we have to set role is equal to form, and after that we have to wrap the label and the input within the div. It's done here. To this div we have to add a class called form group. Okay, and let me add to this class also. It is form group. And after this, what I have to do is, to this input type I have to add a class called form control. Okay, this is the form control. Let me come and add to this also form control. And if I want to make my button look very good, then I have to add some button classes. They include button as well as button default, such that when I go and when I do FI on the browser, this is how the Bootstrap form classes work, and this makes your form stylish. This is what we learned in the earlier sessions, but what's our intention right now is, what we have done here in the sense, we have made use of type text and password, but now our objective is to show the Bootstrap also supports the HTML5 input types. They include email, date and number, and URL. Now let me show this also. Before that, let me add placeholders to this such that it looks good. Placeholder telling like user name, and similarly here also placeholder telling like password. Now what I'll do is, I want to add the types of email, date, number and URL. So just to save the time, what I'll do is, I'll copy any one of this class and I'll paste it multiple times. Okay, the first one is of type email. Okay, now let me go and do that. What I'll do is, I'll label it as label for email, and similarly I have to change the name of the label, which is email. Okay, and the type here, it is not password, it is email, and the ID also will be email. And here the placeholder tells like, okay, email. Similarly the next one is date, number. Let me show with the date and URL. Not number is not that important, okay, as of now, but as a type it is very important. And let me show you the date, and here also I want to change it to date. And the type, this is very important. Based on this, the input is going to change. The type is date, and here also I have to give my, and here also I have to change it to date. And we are done with it. Now let me go with the pass or email ID. Email ID I've done. Let me go with the URL. Website link, and let me change it to type is URL, and the ID also is URL. What I'm trying to show you is, Bootstrap also supports, okay, HTML5 input types. That's what I'm trying to show you right now. Okay, now when I go back and when I refresh this page, you can observe this is how it looks. Okay, this is input type text, this is input type password, and this is input type email, and this is input type date. You can observe here it's giving us the format. When I click on this, it's giving me the calendar control where can I fill the date, and that's what the specialty of HTML5 input types. And here goes the URL. Okay, and what I showed in this session, in this span of time is I just showed you like what are the input types Bootstrap supports. It supports the input type text, password, and also the HTML5 input types like email, date, number, URL, etc. And that's what we learned about input types. And coming to the second control, that is text area. Okay, now if I want to work with text area, now what I'll do is let me come back to my Visual Studio. Let me erase all these things out, whatever present here, leaving the button. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll take one div. To that div, let me add a class called form group. Okay, and now let me add a label telling like label for your description. And let me copy this and paste like here itself. And now I want to add text area control. Okay, let me add it. Okay, it is giving me the name. This is not needed, and the number of rows and columns. As of now, I'll not take the columns. Rows, I'll add like 5 rows, right, as of now. And let me add a placeholder to it telling like describe about yourself. Okay, this is what the text area is, and to this text area I want to add a class called form control. Okay, and this is what my objective is. Okay, now when I come back and when I refresh this page, this is how it looks. You can observe here, this is my label and this is my control text area. Currently it's spanning 5 rows. If I want to increase to any number of rows, what I have to do is I have to come and change the value here. Currently I increase my rows to 10. When I come back and when I do fi, see, you can observe the text area is spanning now 10 rows. Okay, and this is how you can build the text area control using the Bootstrap controls. Okay, and the next part is checkbox. Okay, now if I want checkbox, what I'll do is let me erase these things out. Okay, now let me take a div. To that div, let me add a class called checkbox itself. Fine, and now what I have to do is I want to take one div. To that div, okay, or let me erase these things out. Without a div, you can do it. Let me add a label. Okay, and inside the label let me add input type. Type is checkbox. What it is? Checkbox, and the value I'll give it as a mango. Let me take a fruit, mango, and after that I'll name it as mango. Fine. To this label I have to add a class called, okay, not to this. Fine, this will work fine. Okay, and what I have to do here is I have to copy this the 2 times. Okay, and let me change the value to orange here, and your 2. Okay, and this is grapes, and this is also grapes. Now when I do Ctrl S and come back and refresh this page, this is how I'll get the checkboxes. In the sense, I can check all these items right now. Okay, I can uncheck also. Okay, and let me come back. Okay, currently these checkboxes are present in the separate rows. If I want them inline, what I have to do is, it's very simple. I have to remove this div class whatever I present here, and to this label what I have to do is I want to add a class called checkbox inline. The class is checkbox inline, and when I remove this, I have to remove the div first. Then to the respective label I have to add a class checkbox inline, or it is checkbox inline, and To this also I have to do the same thing and remove the div, and to this class I want to add class checkbox inline. Control S, come back and refresh. You can observe like all the things they are coming in the same line. Okay, checkbox inline. Okay, if you want your checkboxes to present in the same line, then we want to use a class called checkbox inline to the label. Okay, and coming back to the next control is radio control. Okay, now let me come back and let me erase all these things out present here. Now if I want to work with the radio button, what I have to do here is, you can observe here, I have to take a div. To that div, let me add a class called radio. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll take a label. Okay, to this label let me add a input type. Input type is radio as of now, and the value I'll give it as mango, or let me take it as mail. Okay, and mail, I'll copy this twice, and here I have to change the value to female. Similarly I have to change it here also, and coming here, like, let me give it as others. Okay, now let me come back and let me refresh this page. It looks like this. Currently when I click on this, okay, it's selecting all the things, but radio button should be clickable and selectable only one element, in the sense only one option. Here we have three options like male, female and others, but as of now it is selecting all the things, it is checking all the things. It should not do that. So what we have to do is, we have to add a name attribute and set a value to this, and the name should be common to all the input types. What I'll do is, I'll set name to be gender, and I'll copy this attribute and the value, and I'll come and set it here also. Okay, similarly I have to set it to this also. Now when I do Ctrl S and come back and press F5, now you can observe when I click on male, okay, it's selecting. Immediately when I click on female, that male is unchecking. Okay, this should exactly happen with the radio button, and currently it's working like that. Okay, how do we do that? We have to add a name property and value to that, and that name value should be common to all the input types present here. Okay, now we're done with that. And if I want to make this radio buttons inline, it's very simple. As we did for checkbox, the same procedure for this also. We have to remove this radio div and this also, and we have to add a class called radio inline. Okay, now let me copy and paste just to save the time. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let me come back and do F5. You can observe all the radio buttons are present in the single line. Okay, male, female, and it's working fine. And this is how we learned how to build this radio control. And coming to the last part, that is select form control. Okay, how to do with this? It's very easy. Let me come back here. Let me erase these things out, and let me add a tag called select tag. To this select tag, what I have to keep in mind is, I want to add a class called form control. Okay, now let me add options to this. Okay, to this option tag, what I'll do is, I'll set values as mango. Let me copy and paste just to save the time. Okay, I'm having grapes, apple, G, Control S, and now let me come back and let me refresh. It looks like this. Okay, let me comment out this button. It's not necessary right now. Let me delete this, and when I come back, when I press F, when I refresh the page, what I'm getting a drop down list. You can observe I can select any one of them right now. But keep in mind, if I want to do multiple select, in the sense if I want to select multiple fruits here, how can I achieve that? It's very simple. You have to come to this select tag and you have to add a attribute called multiple. Okay, Now when I do fi or refresh the page, you can observe this is multiple select list. In the sense, I can select multiple fruits. How do I select it? You have to hold down the control key, then click on the items such that the multiple fruits will be selected. Okay, that's what we saw right now. Like all the controls we learned perfectly, and we also saw the importance of Bootstrap HTML5 input types, and they are supported in Bootstrap also. Okay, and that's for the day, and we also saw a beautiful demo. And finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training, and you can also visit our Facebook pages visiting these URLs. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further references, visit our websites, and we are also on LinkedIn too. And again, last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.